Happy Saturday and welcome to Ramashram Satsang Weekend Workshop, where you will learn a modern satsang method for obtaining peace, light, love in your life. My name is Shivangi and I will be introducing the facilitator for today's event. But first, I'd like to give you a brief overview to this satsang session. If you'll direct your attention to the screen, you'll see that the first element is satsang. Satsang is a scientific method whereby we may obtain peace, light, and love in our lives. It requires no physical skill, spiritual accomplishment, or meditation experience to begin this practice. Satsang consists of two words, Sat and Sang. Sat means positive energy, and Sang means to be with or to be in the presence of. Therefore, the word Satsang means to be in the presence of positive energy. The next element is meditation. Meditation is an important part of Satsang. When we meditate, our consciousness is drawn from worldly objects and directed inward to focus on a single thought. In doing so, our minds become calm and our thoughts become pure, leading us to higher states of consciousness such as enlightenment, peace, light, and love. Inner orientation. There are two types of satsangs, inner satsang and outer satsang. An example of outer satsang would be chanting or attending pilgrimages. When we practice outer satsang, we have the potential to change our behavior, but only through the practice of inner satsang can we obtain higher states of consciousness such as enlightenment, peace, light, and love. This is the type of satsang we will learn today where we meditate in silence. Group sessions. These weekend workshops are structured for group participation. When we meditate as a group, our focus is improved and our personal progress along our spiritual path is expedited. By regularly attending these weekend workshops, the benefits of group participation are amplified. Joy and inner happiness. All beings wish to experience joy. Joy is the eternal longing of the soul, but only through the practice of inner satsang can we obtain a joyous state. Each time we practice satsang, our inner happiness gradually increases, ultimately culminating in a state of joy that we experience 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The agenda for today's session consists of three parts: the informative session, the practice session, and the interactive session. During the informative session, a lecture will be given about a satsang topic, our founder, or some relevant spiritual topic. During the practice session, instructions on how to meditate will be given, followed by a period of practice. During the interactive session, you will have the opportunity to ask questions or there will be a panel discussion. And now, I would like to introduce the facilitator for today's event. He has over 40 years of satsang experience. He is the grandson of our Guru Maharaj, the founder of Ramashram Satsang. He was born into the Satsang family, where he witnessed his family members obtaining states of enlightenment and live lives of peace, light, and love. At an early age, he began traveling with the mission throughout India facilitating satsangs. During that time, he witnessed the positive effects that satsang could have on mankind. Upon arriving in the United States, both he and his wife continued to facilitate satsangs for local satsangis. He has led teams of satsang members in translating important satsang literature into English and has worked tirelessly to make satsang more accessible to Western and English speaking audiences. He currently travels throughout the United States, India, and England, facilitating satsangs while maintaining his duties as a husband, a father, and an IT executive. Today, he will teach us a rare and ancient form of satsang as taught by our Guru Maharaj. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Sanjeev Kumarji.
Happy Saturday, and glad that we are here in Satsang. Today, I think there's another video which kind of talks about embodying this transcendental energy that we will soon, Uh, we'll practice that shortly, but before then, let's look at the video.
So I'm Sanjeev Kumar, recording in my home in Jaipur, India. This is Guru Maharaj, Dr. Chaturbhuj Sahaji, who established Satsang, a unique guided meditation practice almost a century ago, once he found what he called the ocean of peace through the process that his guru Lalaji Maharaj taught, basically made him practice. So satsang is a way in which we try to manifest transcendental energy in form of light. And the question usually is that, why light? And I feel it's one of the most powerful manifestations that can be thought of. Imagine that you feel that you are in presence of the cosmic energy. Sun being the source of enormous energy is probably one of the most important aspects of all life on Earth, while it is 93 million miles away. But then in the galaxy, there are thousands, maybe millions, billions of suns. And we would rather imbibe that energy that, makes us feel powerful. That is what is out of body experience. And that is what is, higher consciousness. That is what is higher awareness, that we are not just minute part of that energy, but we are that energy. And just when you manifest that, when you try to become that energy, the way you feel is so empowering that basically takes away all the worldly miseries and things that we tend to get bogged down with every day, almost instantly, effortlessly. So all we have to do is somehow figure out how do we connect with that energy. And once we are connected, it's a home run. So now the question is, one, how do we connect? Then second, how do we stay connected? Third, can we store that energy and leverage it when the connection is no longer in place? So first, my grandfather described a process through which you can connect with that energy. And his entire meditative practice was just that. And I share that freely. I basically talk about it. When I talk about satsang, I'm talking about how do we connect with transcendental energy in form of light. Then second is that if we are able to connect, how do we stay connected? And then how do we store that energy? So if you think about energy, it's like, are you receiving? So there is a concept of a receiver. So and then there is a source, but then you have to receive, right? And then when you receive, the question is, are you able, what's your capacity? So my father used to take an example of a solar cell. Now, solar cell is very interesting when it comes to energy. First, you will have to make sure that the sunlight is coming to that device. So that's the connection. It's not like a wired connection, it's a subtle connection of the energy, right? So your orientation ought to be right, and that orientation becoming right is part of your meditative practice. And then there is a capacity. So once you receive, then you need to have some ability to store that energy. So even like a simplest form would be a street light has a solar panel on top. It continues to be oriented towards the sun, grabs that energy, stores it, and at night when sun is not visible, that energy is used to light that street lamp. Similarly, you could do the same. So you basically manifest that transcendental, that cosmic energy, and through that meditative practice evolve and basically enlarge your capacity to both to receive and store. And once that happens, there will be times when you're not oriented right, but that stored energy would come handy. So my father's example used to go a little further. He used to say that you got to have that orientation. So the device needs to be oriented towards the sun. Similarly, a guru or a mentor or a person who has advanced his meditative practice or satsang would figure out ways to orient himself towards the source of energy. That's also referred to as tavazze. Tavazze is a concept when you connect and you orient yourself towards the source of energy. Once you have done that, if you continually practice your meditation, you continue to manifest this transcendental energy, your capacity and your receiving capability continues to rise. So that is what practice does. So everybody says practice, practice, practice. Why? Because your orientation gets better, your receiving capability gets better, and your storage capability gets better, so that in the down times, you're able to leverage that energy which you have acquired through your meditative practice sessions. And group sessions, collective energy is higher, so those help a lot as well. So orientation, connection, receiving and storing, and then that's basically the concept here.
Right. Yeah, easier said than done. But that's why we are here. This whole concept of tavazze, I remember in one of when Guru Maharaj describes his meeting with his guru, for a couple of years, he knew him as a good person, a well-wisher. They had a good bond, but they never talked religion, anything about even spiritualism. But I think there was something between them. And so before he gave him his first lesson where, exactly how we practice here, he made him sit in front. So, and light, and said, like, think of like light is coming from my heart to your heart. And immediately he felt uplifted, in the sense of he felt he was kind of floating. He could, almost see the energy that he's receiving. and he was then, you know, uh, in places, or, you know, call it higher consciousness, higher awareness states. And later on, he was told that, you know, without letting my grandfather know, his guru was sending him, quote unquote, like in today's terms, vibes, or it's like, this is the transmission of, or sharing of the energy that you are receiving or you have with others. And that was, you know, so when you do that, I talked about this word called tawazeh. It's a Urdu word, but what it means is that you're so focused and your attention is on one thing and one thing alone, which in itself is what we do in our practice. But when you, so you can deliberately share the energy you have with others. And, you know, so that could uplift the other person if you are on higher states yourself. So that's the core concept of this practice. So collectively, we could, you know, and that is where I think words kind of, it's hard to describe that, you know, without really making a conscious effort. You know, it's like, I am in this lighted room, so I am in light. You know, it's what more effort do I need to make? Yeah, somewhere I must have switched it on. But then, so one, meditation should be effortless. Two, it is just it's a, you know, it's hard to describe, but it's like they call it a natural state, in the sense that, you know, you just naturally be in the light, because that's what you are. You know, this energy is not foreign to you. It's a natural state. Just that we need to kind of reconnect, reorient, you know, jigger this embodying of this energy. So let's do that practice, and then we'll continue the discussion. So eyes lightly closed, relaxed posture. So, you know, relaxed and but still posture, eyes lightly closed, and think of a source, which is conscious source of this cosmic transcendental energy. And that energy is entering your heart, distributing throughout your body, and you're becoming one with this light. Mind wanders away, bring it back. And, you know, we'll start with music, which helps concentration. And then, you know, we will we'll go into this deep, silent meditation of this transcendental energy. And then we'll transition out with music again. Yuan, we're having some difficulty here. Technical. Right. So I'll say it one more time. So eyes lightly closed, relaxed and still posture. Think of this transcendental energy in form of light that's entering your heart, distributing throughout your body. So you are becoming the light. Mind wanders away, bring it back to this thought and this thought alone. We'll start with music, and when music fades away and we go deep into this silent meditation on transcendental light. Let's start now. Happy Saturday, everyone. Glad that we're here in Satsang. So yeah, I don't know about others, but I really had a good session. How are you all? Liz, Steve, anything?
Happy Saturday, everyone. I don't have much to say today. I hope you don't mind. I will cede the floor to others that, I love to hear everyone else too. I love to hear their perspectives, but I will say I had an excellent meditation as well. Thank you so much, as always.
Yeah, phenomenal. So Steve, are you in any mood to talk? Well, oh, you're muted. Sorry.
I liked your analogy of a street lamp soaking up energy and storing it, and it just connected to in the summertime. I love to go out on the deck and face the sun in the early morning and just feel that warm energy soaking into my body. So just being able to go out and read a book or try to get your mind to a positive place and just be able to find some calm before the day begins. I guess it gives you a little momentum going into things. This weekend with daylight savings time too, we'll get an extra hour of rest. So hopefully we can just charge our batteries and use that for something positive too. I don't know that I have a whole lot else to say.
Yeah, no, I actually, you reminded me. So once there was some kind of coaching stuff that was going on, and so I was asked, like, what would you put on your desk that will be a daily inspiration? And I thought about it, and I said, so you're getting out to the deck to soak up the sun. I said, like, it'll be rising sun. Just that the night is getting over and the sun is rising. And I think if we feel every day that, that's what is happening to our energy, I mean, ideal situation is that we embody it, period, right? But till then, it's like every morning you get up and you're like, I am soaking up all the energy that I can get. That's it. That's our meditation. It just it has a connotation in the sense of every night, after every night, the sun rises, right? And it also that and then every time I go through a dark night, I also remind myself that sun hasn't gone anywhere, right? It's just our orientation. So that's why I talk so much about orientation in that video. Is like that matters, because orientation ought to be, so if the source of energy and the receiver both are oriented right, so that's one key element of connection. But then there should be no hurdle in the middle. One other concept here is, like, a lot of times people ask, like, what why do I need a guru? So I asked a very different question to one of my mentors, and this was like a while ago, several decades ago. And what I was told was that think of the source of energy as a powerhouse, and you, as in this house, which has appliances, bulbs, which if you connect directly, poof, everything will be, there is no capacity in these, small devices to connect directly to the source. So there is a transformer somewhere in the middle. And that transformer is your mentor, your guru, your, reflector. So the solar energy comes to a reflector, and that reflector then reflects and concentrates it to the receiving storing unit. And that reflector, my father, when he was giving that example, said that that reflector, the more dirty it is, or on the flip side, the more transparent it is. So if you want to share your energy with someone, his view was that you got to be like 100% transparent. Then only the 100% of the energy that you receive will go over. And unfortunately, as we see in most of our devices, they junk out, and in the sense that we all have so much going on in terms of hurdles. So like, and I'll give you an example, which I don't know why it came to my mind now, but if you look at the cathedrals and the monasteries and the temples, they can feed millions of people. And I mean it. I know personally some, right? Do they? So that is not being the reflector which shares everything that is received, right? So it's the concept of sharing ought to be selfless, and selfless is pure and absolute pure, reflector, where all the energy that is coming in. So every spot that you have inside, the darkness, the weakness, the temptations, all those make you less and less transparent. And hence, not everybody is able to share what they receive. So anyway, that's just...
Thank you. Saturday mornings are always regenerative, just because for me it's not a work day, and I know I'm gonna get some light from you and the others, and it's just it's good to be here.
Great to be here. Awesome. It's today I don't know, it was like I was not in that state and then not in that state, and then suddenly it was like, whoa. All right, very great session today. So Arvindji, are you traveling or something, or?
Namaskar, bhaiya. Namaskar, everybody. Happy Saturday. Traveling, but I feel that even sat in the passenger seat of this car, believe it or not. So thank you. Yeah, amazing. So what can I say?
All right, so next weekend I'll be in Southbury, Connecticut at Rajat and Dipali's house. So we'll be celebrating Guru Maharaj's birthday, which is incidentally tomorrow. So there'll be several celebrations throughout. I think so. I know of Bay Area, online, India, Canada, etc., etc. Yeah, it's all good. So anything else? Ashita, good to see you. How are you?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm good. Thank you for today. I think I will see you next week and in Southbury. Yeah.
Good. Well, looking forward to it. On that note, See you all soon. Be with light, love, and peace, and energized, as we were talking about. Embody the energy. See you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Liz, Steve, Paula, Ashita, Arvindji, Geeta, Renuji, Rajat, Omkar.
प्रणाम भैया सभी को प्रणाम
नमस्कार
सादर प्रणाम
नमस्कार भैया नमस्कार सबको